You know that thing that they say no sleep for the wicked is a lie. Wicked people are now sleeping. At this age that I'm in, I don't need to even lie about anything. Na person wey dey alive dey enjoy. If the person come back, that's mean the street dey no one send him out again. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Oluchi. I am a Nigerian living in Abuja, Nigeria. If this is your first time seeing my face, hi, you're welcome to my channel, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back to the channel. So in today's video, I just wanted to share with you guys some lessons that I have learned in my late 20s. This is like a random thing that I'm doing, but I made it a point of duty to do this video because I have been procrastinating for the past 2 years. I had to start doing videos like this, so expect more sit-down videos like this from me, because why not? Makeup while talking, but I don't think I will be showing the makeup products, but you can check the link down in the description box for the products that I use. I'll list them out in the description box. My first point is going to be worries. So at this age, I know that I still have a lot of things to be worried about, but I try not to get too worried. I just believe that everything is going to figure out itself. God is going to figure it out for me. So I am less worried about the known and unknown. Be it something I can control, something I can't control, I just tend not to get too worried about it and just pray about it. I have just decided not to be worried about a lot and just place my fears or my worries in Christ. My second point is comparison. So in this age that I am in right now, I try not to compare myself with a lot of things or a lot of people. Like, I try to count my own blessings instead of comparing myself with other people. And I feel that is what has helped me a lot, because most times I know that as we approach life, we tend to look at your neighbor's farm. Like, you tend to tend to your neighbor's farm instead of tending to yours. And I have realized that whenever you do that, the time spent in looking at your neighbor and being envious of your neighbor can be spent in taking care of your own farm. So I tend not to look at other people's blessing and just talk to God about my own life, my own path, the path that I want for myself, instead of comparing. It's not bad to look up to people and set goals based on what someone else has achieved. That is a good thing. That is probably healthy. But when it becomes unhealthy is when you try to do the same thing that the person is doing in their own way. And be inspired by me, but it doesn't mean that you need to copy. Like, imagine if someone decides to copy my whole lifestyle. That is way creepy, and that is really bad. It shows that you don't have any self-worth. You don't hold yourself in so much high esteem, and that is really bad. I try not to do that just because it is bad. I'm not a witch. So in the light of that comparison, I am going to talk about complaining. And what I have noticed is that if when you see that your life is not going in a certain way, or based on how you look at your neighbor, you would see that your life is not going how you plan it, you tend to complain. Complaining doesn't solve anything for me. The more I complain about something, the more that thing just becomes stagnant. If I'm not going to do anything about it, change what is happening, then complaining is not going to do that. So instead of complaining, I should be thinking of how to change that situation. I should be thinking of what I can do to change that situation, because complaining literally brings negativity. And one thing our body tends to adopt fast is negativity. You telling yourself that, oh, I can't do this. It's negative vibe. I've decided not to complain. I will just take it as it is or do something to change it. So the next point I have, I think this is number 4, and this point is friendship. If you think that making friends and keeping friends in your adolescent age is hard, then try making friends when you're an adult, because that is way harder. Because it's more like, if you can't find something that you guys share, like you guys share common values or share similar interests, it's most times difficult. Personally, I have learned with age and time that you cannot just have one friend. Besties and all that exist, they are good, they are nice, but you you still need like other people around. Like now you can decide to have a friend that helps you with your career. You can decide to have a friend that helps you with your spiritual growth. You can decide to have a friend that helps you mentally. You can set a friend that gives you really good advices, a friend that calls you out when you are going astray, like when you know you are not on your sheet. Yeah, you should have friends that really call you out. So yeah, a friend for going out, a friend for the club. It's good to have people for that. Because you want something doesn't mean your best friend has to want the same thing. There are things that my friends like, and I don't share the same value, and that is not bad. It's just how everybody is made. So it is not a bad thing to have different types of friendship, because to be very honest, if the person that you're holding at very high esteem might probably not take you the same way. Instead of trying to force down, oh, I need Oluchi to be my hanging out friend, I need Oluchi to be my compassionate friend, I need Oluchi to be my career friend. Oluchi cannot do everything. Oluchi is not God. So you cannot expect one person to do everything that you will need. As much as having multiple friends or having friends for different things matters, also know that when friendship ends or relationship ends or whatever ends, it is also good. It is not a bad thing when you guys outgrow yourselves. For instance, now you are not friends with someone who you went to high school with. That is totally fine, because you have grown with life and experience and everything, and then to be grown. It doesn't mean that you keep malice with those kind of persons, but you might not be as close as you guys used to be, and that is perfectly okay. It happens in relationship too, where you've probably known the person or you've been dating the person for maybe like 3 4 years, and the next year you guys decide that you guys need different things in life. And yeah, it hurts, but it is okay. It's totally okay. I have not lost a lot of friends, but we've outgrown each other. We still keep in contact. Doesn't mean that we are fighting. It just means that at this point in our life, we have to go on with other things in our life. And that is totally fine. The next thing I have is saying no. And saying no is like a broad thing, and that comes from either you trying to please people. Most times it comes from you trying to please people, and not necessarily because you don't know how to say no. Sometimes you just don't want to say no so that they won't feel bad. And I've seen that that is wrong, because sometimes I don't want to do it, and just because I would feel bad that people asking me are going to feel bad, I end up doing all those things. And most times, 70% those times, I might regret it. Like if they tell you, oh, Oluchi, let's go out, and you don't feel like going out, you say, I don't feel like going out. At this age that I'm in, I don't need to even lie about anything. It will not be like before that I'll tell you, oh, yes, I'll come and not show up. Now, if I'm going to show up, I'll tell you that yes, I can show up. If I'm not going to show up, I'll tell you no, I can't show up. No has now become like a regular thing. And one thing that I have seen or that I have worked on is that your no's should be more than your yes. Because another reason is that people tend to take advantage of the fact that they know that you will never say no. Like they know that, oh, you always come true. If I ask Oluchi for this thing, I know that you always pull through. Like it was so bad for me that I might not even be at that situation to help the person. Like I might not be either maybe financially or physically, but I'll always find a way. Like I'll always find a solution. And it doesn't mean that you will not help people when they ask you. It just means that you should not do that at your own expense. Like if you know that you can do that without going through a lot of stress or problem, then that is fine. You can do that. If you know that you cannot do that, you tell them no. There's no harm in declining. It's not every time you be saying yes. You are not Father Christmas. You are not Father Christmas. So sometimes say no. And if they don't understand or they try to persuade you, then you have to stand on your boundaries. And that is my next point. Boundaries. You need to set boundaries for yourself. You need to let people know your boundaries and know how much you can accept. If you are a regular people pleasing person, or you are just, in Nigeria they call it, they give the term quiet person. To be honest, that quiet person just means that you are going to see a lot of shady because you are quiet. And if you are in that category of people that are normally quiet, they don't want trouble, or they don't just want stress, yes, people tend to take advantage of that. They be like, besides, it's only she no go really shout like that. She no go really talk like that. And I'm not saying that you should go around and be shouting and be talking, but let people know when they cross their boundaries. Like let people know when they do things that you don't like. I used to be of that school of thought that I give you many chances till when your cup overflows. But I realized that I'm the one at the losing end because those things really hurt me and I'll just keep quiet about it. So there are a lot of situations that happened in my uni days that made me to finally decide stop doing that. And it doesn't mean that I'm now a troublesome person. It just means that if I value you, if I see your value, I'm going to tell you, yo, this thing that you did, I'm not feeling it. Simple as short. You are not going to beat me. Your boundaries can be for your relationship, it can be for friendship, it can be for your family members, because sometimes family members don't really know that there is something called boundaries. They just feel that as far as you're my family member, you're supposed to accept it like that. And sometimes you just have to show them that, oh, yeah, we're family members, but this is where the line is being drawn. So, to be honest, some people don't even know anything about boundaries. In Nigeria, here, they don't know boundary. Like, if you tell somebody, oh, I think you're overstepping, and they feel that you are being aggressive or you're being mean, no, I'm just telling you, this doesn't sit right with me. So, our next point is age, maturity, figuring things out. I don't know how to classify that, but all of them fall in that category. So that, oh, when I get to 25, I should be able to figure out my life, and I should be able to know that, oh, this is what I want to do, this is how I want my life to be. I should be a millionaire by this age, I should have given birth to this amount of children at this age. And guys, chill, relax. It's not bad to set those type of goals, but all those type of achievements can be done regardless of your age. So having things figured out doesn't come with age, it comes with experience. I may not have experienced what my age mates have experienced, and my age mates may not have experienced the same thing with me, and that is totally fine. I know people in their 30s that don't have shit figured out. And I feel maybe at that age you get more relaxed. It's more like we are just trying to survive, we are just trying to live life. And I feel that should be the aim. Because tell me why this generation, at the age of 20, you're already thinking about making wealth as wealthy as Kim Kardashian, who is in her 30s or 40s. Guy, at 20s, you're supposed to be thinking of your school. Even if you finish school, yes, there are other exciting things to do. You don't need to put yourself on that timeline that, oh, I need to get this, I must get this. It's discipline, yes, and discipline is good, don't get me wrong. Discipline is good, but don't stress your life too much, because I promise you, you have enough things to think of. Take your time and enjoy your adolescent age. Just because Jennifer to Turkey doesn't mean that you need to move to Turkey. Just because Oluchi is married doesn't mean that, oh, I'm not married, I'm too old. And yes, I feel we should all just enjoy it while it lasts. My next point is relationship. I know relationship is a very touchy topic, but never fall in love with a person twice. And before you guys put up comments like, oh, it might be destiny, or oh, I stated that we grow outgrow each other, maybe we have different paths. Yes, there are still opportunities like that. I've heard of people that broke up and came back years later and got married, and that is totally fine and understandable. It's workable because they have worked on themselves, they know themselves, they know what to expect. What I mean is, imagine if you were in a very bad relationship where he wasn't treating you right or she wasn't treating you right, and just because you love that person, yeah, you guys, or just because of whatever is going on, you guys decided to take a break. And then maybe a year later, you guys meet up again and you decide to give it a try. I know people change, but yo, it's not going to change. It's not going to change. You know that saying that they say, oh, love someone, let go of the person. If the person come back, then you know that it's yours. It's like if the person come back, that's mean the street did not want send him out again. Most times we are giving it a second try because you are probably hung over on that person, or you feel you don't deserve better, which I promise you, you deserve way better than that. So nah, don't try that. There are some exceptional cases, and in those exceptional cases, I will tell you that Jesus Christ has to come down himself and tell me, Oluchi, yes, this person has changed. If not, there's no way I'm doing that with you. Nah, there's no way. So moving on. The next point, I don't know what number this is, 8, 9, 10, I don't know. But the next point that I have is surrounding yourself with the right people. Like the right people are going to push you in the right direction. Be it relationship, be it friendship. There are some friendship that, so you know that saying that your names be taken to rooms that your feet hasn't entered. Yes, that is the situation I'm talking about. When you surround yourself with people that mean you well, people that have your best interest at heart, people that you know that when you are not there, they're talking good about you. I'm not talking about people that will come and say trash behind you and be smiling in your faces. I don't mean all that. And I know that it's difficult to tell apart from those kind of people, because people are people really pretend these days, and you will think that, oh, this person has me in mind. Meanwhile, you are the stranger in that situation. Don't overplay your part in people's life. Don't swear on your life that, oh, this is my G. Please, nah. Don't do that. Surround yourself with people who encourage you. Like those type of positive vibe are what you should surround yourself with, because they are really what will give you reasons to live aside from God, because we need God. But this type of friendship or relationship are what sets you on fire. They are what give you that motivation. So my next point is going to be on money, budget, spending. Yeah, that is my next point. And I have this mantra that if I cannot afford to get something twice, I won't spend my money on it. If I know that I want to buy an iPhone, maybe a 14 Pro Max, and I cannot afford to buy it twice, I am not making that purchase, because why will I spend my money even though you have to chop life and be a baby girl and all that? You're still trying to live a debt-free life. So imagine I have 500,000 and I use 450,000 to buy a phone. I might need that phone, but it's not like a priority. It's not a do or die affair. There are way cheaper ones that I can afford and still have change. And you might want to live the luxury life, but don't allow the luxury life to be at your own expense. Imagine having to do all this and I'll have to borrow money to feed or to pay my rent. It doesn't make any sense to me. So I think I had that set up since, or maybe because I'm an Igbo girl and probably have that saving in my head. So there is no big time frame on when you should start buying luxurious things for yourself. But I'm just saying, even on the minor things, for you to be able to afford the bigger things, you have to make plans for the smaller things. And if you don't know how to economize and manage the smaller ones that you have, how do you intend on managing the bigger ones? Like, if you cannot manage 500,000, how do you expect to manage 1 million or maybe 2 million, 5 million? Talking about money now, to make the money, have multiple streams of income. I'm not saying that you should take on many jobs that is going to make you exhausted, but right now there are jobs that you literally don't even need to be doing too much and you'll be making money. For instance, there are ebooks that you can sell, there are designs that you can make for people, like maybe like if you're into websites or digital designs, you can do that and sell those designs. If you know how to take pictures, you can sell your craft. There are other minor things that you can do. Now I work a 9 to 5. I still create content. I still do content on the side for brands. So yes, in as much as I have a 9 to 5, I still do all these side jobs. Billionaires have multiple sources of incomes. They don't just get one income from this. A billionaire will even use his money to invest in other businesses that will get him more money. So why don't you want to get more income? Yeah. So at this age, I have decided that multiple incomes is the way for me. So the next thing I'm going to be talking about is celebrating your wins. I used to be this person that if I achieve a milestone, I would celebrate sometimes, but most times I just say, okay, that's nice, and we move on. And that is good so that you don't stay stopped on your excitement. But at the same time, celebrate your wins, regardless of how small or how big it is. And most times we in Nigeria, we tend not to celebrate our wins because we feel there are a lot of bad eyes. I personally don't even agree to that, because you cannot use bad eye to see me. Go and see your village people. Okay? So if you have any bad eye, I promise you it's not gonna be here. So I have decided that if there are things that I would want to share with everyone, I'm going to share it. If there are things that okay, my family members are just the people that I want them to know, I'm going to share it with them. If there are things that I just want myself to know about it, I'm going to take myself out and share it with myself. What I just mean is celebrate your wins, regardless whether you just graduated school and you are at 30 and you just finished school. Celebrate your win. You have a degree, celebrate it. If you remember in the Bible where God was healing the lepers, He told them to go and tell other people to go and jubilate. And that is what they did. So I see no reason why you should not celebrate your wins. They are your wins, for crying out loud. Celebrate them. Celebrate your progress. If one of the major things that I have probably learned this few ages of mine is that I don't like violence, I don't like fighting, I don't like drama, anything that is going to cost me my peace of mind. I'm not doing that with you guys. Like anything that's going to make me uncomfortable, anything that doesn't sit well with me, I'm not doing that. If I notice any slight discomfort that I feel, I'm, I'm taking the next train out of that station. And will lead me to my next point is self-worth. I have decided to give myself the best try ever. Like I've decided to discover how much I am worth to myself and not place my worth on other people or appreciation or approvals from other people, because guess what, other people have their own lives to lead. I know that some people tend to be in other people's business, but na person wey wear the shoe know where e dey pain am. So I'm not going to allow another person dictate my life for me. And this also comes off to family, friends. I feel I've gotten to that stage that I make decisions for myself and I'm going to live up with the consequences or the achievements that those decisions bring. And it is scary and good at the same time because you have nobody to blame. If it doesn't work out well, you know it didn't work out well, and you have nobody to blame. And even if it work out well, you are going to appraise yourself for that. And even if it doesn't work out well, I try not to dwell on it too much. I'm gonna move on from it. The thing I have learned with time is that you learn from people's mistakes or people's experience. So I don't need to go and try it myself. You know that, or put your hand in the fire to know how hot it is. I don't need to try it. And I know everybody's situation is not the same, but you can learn from people's mistakes and experience and change things for yourself. Don't be so stuck up in your emotions that you want to keep it to yourself. If you feel talking about it is going to help, talk about it. If you feel writing about it, like journaling, is going to help, you write. If you feel making a voice note and saving it is going to help, you do that. If I have a lot going on in my head, I just clear it up by writing or looking for somebody to rant to. And most times, the people that I rant to, they know when you want to rant, they know when you want advice, and they know when to help you. Please don't resort to taking alcohol or you feel you need to party, like especially if you're going through a breakup, you feel you need to party, you feel you need to drink, you need to sleep around. No, those type of things just numbs the pain. And when you wake up in the morning, you're going to have more regrets on your table. So you can find other things to do. You can decide to get a new hobby. You can decide to do different things that, as far as it's going to take your mind away from it and give you peace, yes, you can decide to do any of those. So the next one, and yeah, I'm getting to the end of my video, is procrastination. So I am probably one of many people who procrastinate, and that is bad. That is bad because at some point I'm like, Olichi, you procrastinate a lot. You do that so much that you don't even realize that you are procrastinating. In your head, it's more like, oh, you're fixing another time for it, but that's procrastinating. I tend to leave things to when it is it is very urgent to date. In my own terms, I call that fire brigade, and that is really bad. Growing up, my parents are this type that they don't like doing things at the dying minute. They prefer that you are too early than you being late at all. Nation stops you from achieving what you need to do. It's making other plans that I have to be shifted. For instance, now is night. I'm supposed to have eaten, showered, relaxed, but I am here filming a YouTube video when I could have filmed this during the weekend. And also, this video has been filmed twice, and the first time I filmed it yesterday, I never took light, so I had to go and clean up my makeup. And I was just saying to myself that if I had filmed this video earlier, if I had filmed it over the weekend, I wouldn't have been doing this video twice. But just because I kept on procrastinating, I'm like, okay, let me take a nap. When I wake up, I will do it. I took a nap, I woke up, and I was tired from the nap that I took. And I'm like, it's not that bad. I will do it on Monday. Monday passed. Oh no, I'll do it today. Oh, I will do it. And that was how I kept procrastinating. Today is Wednesday, and I am just finishing this video. So yeah, if you can take away procrastination from your life, you don't know how much you've done for yourself. Also, something that comes hand in hand with procrastination is multitasking. So just because you have less time to do something, you tend to multitask. You want to do this, you want to do this, you want to do this. And it's when multitasking, you tend not to give your 100% attention to one thing. I know we women have the talent of multitasking, but it is not that fantastic because your attention is divided. You are doing this, you need to close out on this, you need to do this. Nah, I'm not doing that anymore. Now I prioritize what I need to do. My next point is going to be on self-care. So take care of your body. So if it means for you to spend that money on body care products, spend that money on the perfume you need, spend that money in giving yourself a spa, spend that money on anything that has to do with yourself. If you need to go on a trip, spend that money. I know that I spoke about not spending anyhow, but yeah, that person with their life they enjoy. If it's for your own sanity, I would advise you to take care of yourself. If I'm taking care of your body, take care of your mind, take care of your heart. There is a quote that I really love, a verse from the Bible that I really love, and it is from Proverbs 4 verse 23. And it says, above all, guard your heart, for everything flows from it. As you can see, it's even my lock screen. Your body, your mind, your heart, everything, guard it, protect it, take care of it. Because the way you feel inside is the way your outside is going to be radiating. I don't want to wallow, or I don't want to sulk in my depression or in my pains or in my fears or in my anxiety. That is something you should think of, but train your mind to take away all those thoughts, because I promise you this life is too sweet. I'm not even going to say life is short, because life is short, but you have to enjoy it to the fullest. So take care of yourself, be selfish with yourself if you want to. Anything that you know that will make you happy, do it. Hey guys, that is the end of my video. And yeah, I don't know how this video is going to be. I feel this is too much exposure, but yeah, it is what it is. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you in my next one.